Hey there, lovely souls. Welcome to Soul Level Presence from the Ethers. I'm your host, Eli Matthews, and today we're going to dig deep, not just into thoughts or emotions, but into the weight so many of us silently carry. So how's everyone really feeling? Drained? Unseen? Questioning why it always feels like you're giving everything and getting nothing back? You're not alone. This space is for truth, for clarity, for healing. Because today, we're calling it out. That hidden form of abuse disguised as love, family, duty, and loyalty. It's subtle, it's insidious, and it's time to stop pretending it's normal. Let's go there. So what does hidden abuse actually look like? The truth is, most people don't recognize it at first, especially when it's coming from people they love, people they trust, or people they've been taught to serve and protect. It doesn't always look like violence. It doesn't come with bruises or police reports. Sometimes it looks like being guilted into giving more than you have, being the emotional dumping ground, paying someone else's bills while they call you selfish for setting a boundary, silently absorbing insults masked as jokes, being ignored until you're needed, carrying the full weight of responsibility while someone else plays the victim. It's emotional, it's mental, it's spiritual, it's financial, and it hides inside familiar roles. The overgiving mother, the loyal partner, the dependable sibling, the friend who never says no. This kind of abuse isn't just subtle, it's strategic. It works because it makes you question whether it's even real. It teaches you to normalize the imbalance. It makes you doubt your own exhaustion, your own anger, your own truth. And here's the kicker. Society often rewards it. You get praised for being strong, selfless, forgiving, for holding it all together while quietly falling apart. But strength isn't about staying silent through mistreatment. Strength is about seeing the pattern, naming it, and deciding it ends with you. So if this is hitting something in your chest, if your gut's saying this is me, then listen. This is your light bulb moment. The abuse may be hidden, but you're not anymore. It's like dragging around a backpack full of emotional bricks. Every problem, every responsibility, every expectation, all piled on top of you because you're the strong one, the steady one, the one who can always be counted on. But here's the truth no one talks about. Being the one who always holds it together slowly breaks you apart. People see your calm, your competence, your composure, and they mistake it for invincibility, so they pile more on. They come to you with their chaos, their emergencies, their drama, and you show up again and again because that's who you are. But who shows up for you? What they don't see is how your silence isn't peace, it's exhaustion. They don't notice how your body aches from the weight, how your soul feels flat, how your spirit is screaming for rest, for care, for someone, anyone, to notice that you're not okay. It's lonely being the strong one. It's a kind of isolation that eats away at your worth. Because when no one checks in, when no one asks how you're really doing, you start to feel invisible, unloved, used. And let's be real, there's a deep kind of grief in realizing that the people who lean on you the most never even think to ask what you need. But you're allowed to break. You're allowed to say, this is too much. You're allowed to rest. Because strength isn't about how much you can endure. It's about knowing when to stop enduring and start healing. This is your permission slip to put it down, even for a moment, and breathe. You're not weak for feeling like it's too much. You're human, and humans aren't meant to carry the world on their own. So many of us stay in situations that leave us drained, unloved, and unseen. Not because we want to, but because we feel like we have to. But here's something even deeper. Sometimes we don't even recognize it for what it is. Not all abuse is obvious. Not all harm comes with shouting or bruises. Sometimes it looks like obligation, like loyalty, like being the strong one. We're trapped, not just by other people's needs, but by our own conditioning. By the guilt of letting someone down, the fear of being judged, the deep-rooted belief that suffering in silence is just part of being a good person. There's also the family programming, where love means sacrifice, where you're taught that setting boundaries is selfish, and where silence is praised more than truth. And because it doesn't look like abuse on the surface, we carry it for years, quietly, obediently, calling it love. But love doesn't leave you empty. Love doesn't manipulate. Love doesn't guilt trip you into staying small, tired, or afraid. When we begin to question, even just a little, that's the first spark of truth. The moment we realize maybe this isn't okay, that awareness is powerful. It's not weakness. It's not betrayal. It's the beginning of freedom, of reclaiming your life, of remembering that your peace matters just as much as anyone else's comfort. Let's talk about a form of manipulation that hides in plain sight, the praise of your strength. You're so strong. I don't know what we'd do without you. We need you. At first, it sounds like a compliment, maybe even love, but over time, it becomes a leash. You start to believe that being strong is who you have to be, all the time. And suddenly, your strength isn't empowering, it's exhausting. It becomes your identity, your prison. You stop asking for help. You stop showing vulnerability. You bury your needs so deep you forget they exist. Because you're the one who holds it all together, right? But here's what no one wants to admit. That praise isn't about honoring you. It's about keeping you in place, keeping you useful, reliable, silent. They depend on your strength, not because they want to support you, but because it benefits them. Your exhaustion? Ignored. Your pain? Inconvenient. Your boundaries? Guilt-tripped into silence. And over time, you start to feel like you can't break, like if you fall apart, everything else will. That's not love. That's emotional dependency. That's being used under the illusion of being needed. But here's the truth. Your strength is not a debt you owe to anyone. You're not here to be everyone's foundation while your own house crumbles. You're allowed to put it down. You're allowed to be soft, to cry, to stop holding it all together. Being strong doesn't mean you never need help. It means knowing when to stop carrying what's not yours anymore. Let's talk about what really happens when you spend your life being the one everyone depends on. At first, it looks like love, like doing the right thing. But over time, it becomes something else entirely, a cycle of exhaustion, depletion, and erasure of your own life. Your mind, body, and spirit wear down under the constant weight of emotional labor. Your nervous system stays in survival mode. You forget how to rest. And behind the curtain of being strong, you're quietly suffering. But the part that cuts the deepest, it's the financial devastation. You give, not just emotionally, but financially. You cover bills, emergencies, bailouts, and you're told it's just this once or until I get back on my feet. But it never ends. You loan money you never see again. You make sacrifices while they keep making excuses. They're grown adults, fully capable, yet still living with the entitled expectation that you'll keep showing up no matter what it costs you. And they never pay it back. Not the money, not the effort, not the damage. No ownership, no apology, no appreciation. Just more excuses and the unspoken expectation that you'll keep carrying them. That kind of emotional and financial theft doesn't just hurt, it scars. You end up suffering in silence, wondering how you're going to survive the very years that were supposed to bring you peace. You didn't work your whole life to be someone else's safety net while they refused to grow up. This is abuse. It's not dramatic to call it that. It's not selfish to feel hurt, and it's not too late to stop the bleeding. You are not a bank. You are not a crutch. You are not a life raft for someone else's refusal to take responsibility. You are a human being, and you deserve to rest, to heal, and to live the rest of your life in peace, not in debt to someone else's entitlement. When it comes to freeing yourself from the cycle of feeling exhausted and unloved, the key is to break the pattern and reclaim yourself. The steps to empowerment and how to protect your energy are powerful tools to help you navigate through this journey. First, it's crucial to establish healthy boundaries. This means recognizing your own limits and communicating them clearly to others. It's okay to say no without feeling guilty. Remember, your well-being should always come first. Rebuilding self-trust is another essential step. This involves acknowledging your worth and honoring your needs and desires. It's about regaining confidence in yourself and your decisions, even if it means going against the expectations of others. Choosing peace is a mindset that can guide you towards redefining your relationship with exhaustion and feeling unloved. It involves letting go of toxic influences and embracing positivity. Surround yourself with people and activities that uplift and energize you. By combining these empowering steps with the tools to protect your energy, you can gradually shift the dynamics of your relationships and reclaim your sense of self-worth and inner peace. It's a journey that requires patience and self-compassion, but it's definitely worth it. Let me say this loud for the people in the back. You are not selfish for choosing yourself. You're not cold, you're not heartless, you're not wrong. You are exhausted because you've been carrying what was never yours to hold, and deciding to put it down, that's not weakness, that's power. You deserve to be free from the emotional, mental, and financial drain. You deserve to wake up without dread, to feel seen, valued, and loved, not for what you do, but for who you are. Trust your instincts, trust your body, trust the fire inside of you that knows this isn't what love is supposed to feel like. There is a brighter, freer, lighter life on the other side of this. And the second you decide you're done living for everyone else, that's the second you start living for real. You deserve better, period. If you've been nodding along or feeling that tightness in your chest while listening today, take a deep breath. You're not alone. So many of us have been living in this cycle without even realizing it. But now, you're starting to see it. And that awareness is sacred. In the coming episodes, we'll go deeper into healing, boundaries, and how to reclaim your energy without apology. And in the meantime, here's a journal prompt to help you reconnect with your power. What boundaries can I set to protect my own well-being, and how can I communicate them to those around me? Write it down, let it flow, be honest, even if it feels uncomfortable. And please hear me when I say this. You're not crazy, you're not broken, you're waking up to your worth, and that is everything. Take care of yourself. You deserve peace, and I'll catch you in the next episode.